Welcome back, folks. So to start this week off, we are going to take a little glimpse into an upcoming project for once we get the sawmill shed, or as I'm starting to call it, the Millhouse. I think that sounds pretty nice. Once we get that project finished up. Now, looking behind me, this may look like a lowly running gear for a hay wagon, but what this is actually going to be the start of is a mobile chicken coop that I can use for around the farm here. That'll be easy to just hook up to and then pull around, and particularly to move it around behind cattle. And there's a variety of different benefits to moving poultry around behind cattle, which I'm not going to go into in this video, but it really is an interesting topic of doing that. So that's what this is going to be. This is going to be a mobile chicken coop. And then also, in addition to getting a pretty decent deal on the running gear, the guy threw in a set of tires that will fit these rims on this wagon as well. So, and the tires are in pretty good condition too. And quite honestly, if they were the right size for my old Ford, I'd throw those things on my Ford and then take the ones off from the truck and put them on the hay wagon instead. But unfortunately, they're different rim size on that. But anyway, they look like pretty decent tires to put on there, so we should be good in that respect. All I've got to do is just build the coop on top. Okay, so now that we've had our brief little glimpse into our future project, we're going to get back to the project at hand, which is working on getting these studs filled in through here. Alright, so that's going to do it for the back of the shed here. I did get a comment about putting windows on the back for indirect sunlight instead of just having them on the south, mostly for to allow light in. And that is a good point. I think for now, I'm just going to leave it solid, just have it all sided across there, no windows. And if down the road I want to add in a window, it's not going to be too big of a deal, because with the way it's constructed, I can just get in there. If I need to cut a stud, I can just cut it, frame in the window, put a window in there, and you're good to go. With a kind of a modern stick-built building, your studs are more of a structural component of it, not just something to nail siding to. So it's a little bit bigger of an issue if you want to add something like that in later, because then you gotta double up beams above it to support the weight across your studs and all this sort of stuff. So for now, it's just going to be solid across the back. We'll have windows on the front, on the south side here, and we might do something on either end or something too to help with some cross ventilation. I haven't quite decided on that yet. Alright, so we've got our front done for the long full-length studs put in up there. We'll still have to frame around our windows, and I would have liked to have kept going a little bit longer today, except that somebody, and you know that if you've been following along for a little while, you know that a certain someone forgot something or screwed something up, whatever somebody comes into the mix here. And so somebody forgot to charge the batteries over the weekend for the like the impact driver and stuff. So I'm kind of I'm kind of out of juice to keep on going with that. And as you can see, when you press this little button right here, the lights are supposed to come on here according to how much battery power you got left, and we've got the slight problem that none of the lights are coming on anymore. But we did get a decent amount done today. Wasn't a total loss. So we'll get these on the charger tonight. Tomorrow I'm making a run up to the feed mill. Gotta pick up some layer feed and some hog feed. Alright, so our trip to the feed mill yesterday was very uneventful, which was great because when I got the hay wagon that was up in about the same area, it took an extra 2 hours to get up there because a semi had managed to get itself almost perfectly perpendicular across the interstate and block traffic for 2 hours. So uneventful is very good in this instance. So we are going to work on framing in where the windows are going to go today. I've been doing a little bit of measuring here, and I think I've got it figured out how I want to do this. Like I said, I've never done this before, so it's taken a little bit more figuring than it probably should, but we'll see if we can't get this to work out. Alright, so we now have all of our pieces cut here. We've got 2 more pieces that are going to go inside here. They're verticals. It'll go over here and over here. And that's going to be on either side of, it's going to be a 1x kind of box inside of there that the windows themselves will actually sit into, whatever that is called. So this is just sort of finishing out framing those in, and they're going to go pretty much all the way up to the beam that runs up here. So that's why we don't have another one going across there, because they're pretty much going to go up all the way, and then whatever extra gap is in there we can just fill in with some shims. Well guys, as you can see, we're kind of running out of light here, but we did manage to get all of our windows here ready to go. So next week, we'll start, I guess, on doing the ends here, the east and west ends of the building here. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up before I completely lose all my light and you can't even see me anymore. So, as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next week.